A lot of the times when I start to talk about minimalism, a lot of people jump to conclusions that I'm trying to get rid of as many things as I can. But minimalism is a little bit different than just getting rid of things. During my very difficult times this year, I found myself moving towards decluttering, simplifying, and focusing on the things that matter to me. Minimalism to me is the intentional inclusion or focus on the things I value most, and by extension, the removal or exclusion of the things that distract me from those things that I value most. Minimalism is about being intentional, living intentionally, or as Raymond Chukong would have said it, living deliberately. There are so many things begging for our attention, especially during this digital age and this pandemic that we're struggling to overcome. And we tend to think that we can find happiness and fulfillment in having more or doing more. But what we fail to notice is that the things we already have are being blocked out or kept indefinitely, even when we know at the back of our minds that we really aren't going back to them. Whether it's clothes, ornaments, or just random stuff we don't use that we have lying around for weeks, months, and sometimes years. So, I'm on a journey of living deliberately, focusing in on things that matter and getting rid of the things that don't. I did make some mention of values, or the things I value most, and if I were to break down my core values, I would say they are efficiency, knowledge, growth, honesty, and inner harmony. All of which I can see coming out of moving into a more minimalistic lifestyle. But if I were to choose just one of these values, I would choose inner harmony. Inner harmony is a feeling of peace of mind that involves self-acceptance, acceptance of the past, and acceptance of one's life in general. I'd say that my journey so far has touched on all of these aspects, and I've gained a greater understanding and acceptance of self overall, which is always a work in progress. So, why am I cleaning up? I'm cleaning up because I don't feel connected to all of these things anymore. I've noticed that I was never really being myself intentionally. I was being little pieces of other people through hand-me-downs, gifts, items that I felt pressured into choosing because of my own insecurities that I hadn't dealt with just yet. I was bringing home little pieces of what I thought were parts of me, not realizing that because I was so confused about who I was attaching myself to anything and everything that had a semblance of who I might have been, when I should have really been sitting down with the stuff that I already had and doing some difficult but necessary self-reflection. All in all, despite 2020 being a superbly trying year, it has been the most beautiful journey and a new beginning of my creation of self.